Hey guys, what I've got for you today is the Westinghouse IGEN2800 dual fuel generator. Let's open it up. Instructions, don't need those. This is the propane hose, motor oil, propane regulator, and toolkit. 45 pounds, but you still might want to use two hands when you pick this up. Choke, parallel ports, engine control switch, eco mode switch, TT30 plug, breakers, and LEDs in the side. That's not very common. Use this outside. Spark plug access panel. I can get my whole hand in there. Toolless. That's cool. This side panel here, tool free. Twist the lock, pop the bottom, work your way up. Motor oil. The next step we've got. Now this little bottle of oil is 0.37 quarts. And that's exactly how much this generator uses. So I would recommend to keep this container so you can refill it later with your own oil and you won't have to measure it out when you do your changes. It comes with a funnel in the kit. You can use this if you want. If you've got some bartender skills, you may not. I'm gonna go for it. Oh, I need a knife. Good old dyno oil, 10W30. You can use synthetics later if you like, but for now, use what they give you. If you can see the oil touching the threads, you know you've got enough. We're good on oil. The quick start guide doesn't mention doing anything with the air filter, so we'll put it back together. Start at the top, work your way down. Time for fuel. Now this cap is just solid and smooth. Some generators have a vent on top, and if you don't open the vent, you'll get a collapsed tank as the engine pulls a vacuum. You don't want that. So over here is the fuel selector. Propane, gasoline. When you want to put this in storage mode, you would turn this to propane here and it will shut the fuel off from the tank to the carburetor. Then you just let it run until the engine dies. Shut off valves are great. Going with good old gasoline at the moment. Whoa! Come out too fast. So this holds about 1.1 gallons. I'm not going to put that much in at the moment. Just enough to test it out. Choke. Pull cord. How many pulls is it going to take? I think 3. Nope. That's more like it. It's like we could run 7 hours with the amount of fuel I put in. Yeah, 68 decibels, 5 feet away. Cool. "60 decibels from 12 feet away." I'm at 23 feet away and picking up my voice. 54 decibels at low idle. On grass. I don't know how they're getting the 52 they advertise. This isn't bad. I know there are a lot of generators on the market, some with names you can pronounce and some you can't. But why would I pick this over some of the Amazon brands? Replacement parts is one. This is in the box. If the inverter board goes out, you can order that. Problem with the engine, the generator case itself, you can replace anything if the company will sell you replacement parts. I know you can do that with Westinghouse, like Champion, Honda, Win. Those are good brands. Some of the new ones coming up, they're priced cheap, probably because when something fails, you could just throw it away and buy another one. I don't like to do that. I like to buy something and keep it forever and be able to repair it when I want to. Well, you have to decide if that's worth another $100 or $200 depending on the case. This also has a 98cc engine. A lot of the Amazon, the small suitcase brands, have an 80cc engine, and that's good for about 1700 watts. They will advertise 18 and 1900 sometimes, but the engine will tend to stall before it gets that high. At almost 100cc, this can handle a whole lot. And the primary reason I've got this is it's the size of it. I want to be able to throw this in the car, take it places, loan it to friends and neighbors and family. Or when I don't feel like running the 11,500 model, because that thing is a fuel hog. You plug it into the house, you live life 85% normally. Just minor inconveniences, but you can live pretty well. It's going to cost you like anywhere from 12 to 22 gallons a day, depending on how much you load it up. And 20 gallons of gasoline is nearly a gallon. 20 gallons of gas could be nearly $100. Would you want to pay $100 a day to live like normally? It might be okay one day, possibly 2 days. If the power was out for 30 days, that would be cripplingly expensive. This is what I would need for a disaster. The big one is just for minor inconveniences. So if I wanted to use this to power the house, I would come up with these adapters. This is a TT30 to L1430 four pin plug with the HOTS bridged. L1 and L2 will be 120 volts. And then I can plug in an L1430 cable with this. If your house has this connection, you can be done. If your house has the 50 amp connection, then you get your 50 amp cord. What a mess I've made, huh? So now I've got the TT30 to L1430 to 50 amp adapter. I can plug this into here, plug this into the house, and any 120 volt circuit I have in my panel becomes available. Any of them. Just remember, if you do it this way, you cautious of multi-wire branch circuits, so best case is to turn off all the 240 volt double handle breakers in the panel. Hey, that's all I've got for you at the moment. Links for these adapter cords will be in the description, generator as well. And I appreciate you taking time to watch this video. I hope to see you all again in a future video. Take care, everyone.